So you had to walk on at Kent, and you missed spring time because you said the transfer rule, so you got to sit out that year.
Yeah.
So when did you actually join with the team?
So in 2011, I had skipped that year. So I actually came in spring of 2012. I tried out. Fortunately enough, I had my favorite number 24 on. So I'm like, man, it's gonna be a good day.
Kobe. Now
yeah, Kobe. Yeah. I was Kobe before Kobe got to 24.
Right.
But yeah, I ended up trying out. I made the team. They basically said that you gotta keep your grades up. You basically, as a walk-on, unlike when you get a scholarship, you on thin ice.
So you can't mess up.
Yeah, basically, you can't mess up at all.
You can't be like trying to get in trouble or whatever.
None of that. So they were not seeing plenty of kids get kicked out and kicked off the team.
Just because of that?
Yeah, just because just messing up or not keeping your grades up because you pretty much got checked on every semester.
Was they on y'all hard?
Yeah, they was on at least not on the scholarship people because I done invested my money, I done invested everything into them. But I don't need you as a walk-on. I didn't recruit you. I don't need you. So. Walked on, man, made the team. First year, that's when we went to the MAC championship. So I
remember that because that was Luke's junior year.
Yeah, that was his junior year.
Y'all had a big year that year.
Yep.
A big year.
A big year, man. Crazy year.
So you was on that team.
Yep.
So what happened? Like, what was that like being on a team that y'all actually had a great year? Y'all came from the year before getting better. I think y'all got better this year.
I think that was 5-5 that previous year.
And then y'all won more. That junior year was big.
Yeah,
I remember Luke had a lot of picks.
Yeah,
he was high.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, everybody was going crazy, man. But
Nix was on the team too.
Yep, Nix. I mean, Dre Archer was on the team.
I remember him.
Yeah, he ran like a 4.26.
Oh yeah. He was like the receiver.
Yep.
Yeah.
Receiver, running back.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah. So
what was that like?
And it was amazing, man. I didn't play a lot, so I didn't travel a lot. But I was third on the depth chart, so I would go to a couple games here and there. I ended up playing against. Did I play that year? I'm trying to think. Kentucky, I think I played a little bit against Kentucky.
Wasn't that your first game?
That was our second game.
All right, yeah, I remember that.
So our first game was against Taunton. Our second game was against Kentucky, and we ended up losing pretty good. And after that, we didn't lose until the MAC championship.
So y'all played Bowling Green?
Yeah, we played. Well, we played Bowling Green. Was the game to? It was a win. It was win the MAC East.
Right, I remember that. Okay.
Bowling Green was good too, but
y'all beat them.
Yeah.
Who'd y'all play in the championship?
Northwestern.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, Northern Illinois.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
They like the Wolfpack.
Yeah, it was the Wolfpack. So they had Jordan Lynch.
Yeah.
And he was. But the game came down to the wire, man. It was. We went to overtime.
Right.
And I think it was like 44 or something. It was a high scoring game. We had a rough first half, but came back second half, man, and lit it up. So,
what did you learn then?
What I learned?
Like from that season, that you can achieve anything. Y'all work together. Did you work? What did you learn?
Man, and because after that we didn't win too much after that. But the one thing is when you buy in, you know what I'm saying. When you buy into the process, what you can achieve.
Hazel was the coach, right?
Yeah, Hazel. Yeah, and he was just a good head coach, man. He didn't, and then we had good position coaches, and we all bought in. But another thing was just camaraderie between each other, like in the dorm room when we out together. Like it was a gang of us.
Brotherhood.
Yeah, it was a brotherhood. No matter who it was, what you looked like, whatever. It wasn't this group with this group. It was everybody all together. So I think that team. Obviously we had the talent. You know what I'm saying? Drew running the 4.2 in college, which is crazy.
That's crazy. I remember hearing about him.
Yeah, I mean, Luke was playing out his mind. Rosie was playing out his mind. Boy, Daniel was playing out his mind. Like, it was just a good. I could go.
Who was your quarterback?
We had Spencer Keith at that time.
Because Reardon from Poland too.
Yeah, yep, Colin. Yeah, that's my boy.
He came next year.
Yep, yeah. I think he might have been there that year. Actually, I think he was a freshman that year.
Okay.
Yeah, 2012.
Okay.
Yeah, so he ended up. I think he was a freshman, or he came a year after. But I believe he was a freshman. I think he was on that.
Red shirt. Mm-hmm. And then he started that next year.
Yeah, the following year. Yeah.
I remember that. Okay.
Yeah, right after Spence left. So, I mean, we even had two of our offensive linemen, Brian Winters and Josh Klein, were on that team. They in the league right now.
What teams they play?
Brian plays for the Jets. He's got a nice contract. An extension with that. And then Klein plays for the Tennessee Titans.
Okay. So you still in contact with most of your teammates?
Not many of them. A lot. There's a couple of them from Columbus. I would say a good 5 or 6 that I really stay in contact with consistently. if I see people though, you know, it's always love.
It's still love.
Yeah. I never had really no issues with my teammates, man. It was
Right.
we all joked around, we all clown, but man, that 2012 year was epic, man. It was epic.
So, you know, after that season, did you eventually ever earn a scholarship?
Yep, it was my senior year on a scholarship under Coach Haynes.
That's a new coach after Hazel.
Yeah, so after that year, we went to the MAC championship. Coach Hazel got a job at Purdue.
Oh, okay, I remember
and
that.
then Coach Haynes came in.
Did he try to bring some of y'all with him?
He brought coaches, not players, but
Right.
coaches. He took most of his coaching staff with him, which
Okay.
was rightfully so.
Right, he like, I brought you here.
Yeah.
Not I brought you here, but he
No,
helped you.
yeah. I mean, they was good. They was good coaches together. You know, some of them dispersed and went different places. Some of the GAs went different places, but the main core went with him.
Okay.
And
So what was that like that you lost your coach
it was rough, man. You know
after
what I'm
y'all won?
Yeah, after we won like that, you know, you learn it's a business at the end of the day. You know, if you get that type of success, you can't be mad for somebody that want to do better for themselves or better for their family. So, but at the time, you look at it like, you know, it's like betrayal. Like, man, we just got something going here.
Why you leave?
We looking for next year. Dree was coming back. Rose was coming back. Luke was coming back. You know, it was just a good, solid core.
That was the
coming
senior
into
year,
it.
right? For
Yeah,
them
that was
three?
their senior year. Yup.
Dang.
Yeah, so we expected, you know, during the season we expected, okay, man, this is good momentum.
We can go to the next level.
Let's take it to the next level. But it kind of got crushed. You know what I'm saying? Losing that. But like I said, it's a business. You learn that real quick.
So you learned that at that age where it was business. What was like college like being an athlete at, you know, at Kent State?
It was
Did you stay on campus?
No, I didn't. I stayed
at
off
home
campus.
still?
Yeah, I stayed at home with my parents.
Okay.
And it was crazy though. I got the experience that, you know, you would think probably not, you know, like the O State or something like that because you're on that celebrity status, but it was still, especially that 2012 year. I mean, we go in the restaurants, people knew who you was. You go into the bar, people knew who you are. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough balance though, man. It's a tough balance between school and sports, going to 6 a.m., then going to class, then going to, you know, workouts later on.
Right.
You learn how to balance your time. And if you don't succeed. Either something gonna suffer. You know, it's always either you partying and you playing football, or you going to school, you playing football. You can do a little bit of partying there.
Right.
You know, I didn't do it a lot, but being a walk-on, I had to focus on school and I had to focus on football.
And getting a scholarship.
And getting a scholarship eventually.
So you got that scholarship your senior year
Yep.
with Coach. What was the coach?
Haynes, Paul Haynes.
Paul Haynes.
Yep.
What was he like when he gave you that scholarship? What was that day like for you? Because that was a big achievement.
Yeah. Because I had a lot of anticipation going into my redshirt junior year with Coach Haynes, Coach Hazel.
Right.
So I was expecting my redshirt junior year to be my scholarship year.
Right.
But when everything shifted, I had to reprove myself
Again.
to Coach Haynes.
What was that like?
It was nothing different because it was just only a year removed from me having to prove myself to Coach Hazel. So it wasn't like a big change for me. It's one of them things like, yeah, I've been always kind of gifted in some things and kind of had some natural ability in some things, but I have a feeling to prove myself. Like my dad for me it was like, I wouldn't say never good enough, but he always expected more.
Right.
You got a C, I need a B. You got a B, I need an A.
Right.
So it was like my whole life been like that. I've always been trying to have to prove myself and it's been internalized. So I got to prove a lot to myself now.
Okay.
You know, so
So
it was a part of it.
you get the scholarship your senior year.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like? What was you feeling like?
Man, I felt like on top of the world, man, because you know the odds of being a walk-on. That's the first odds, and then ever getting a scholarship, especially after a coaching change, it's like, man, you know, I felt on top of the world because I knew that this was achievable. It was only a dream to play Division I football, no matter if I had a scholarship or not. But adding that scholarship into it, you know,
Just made it better.
Made it way better.
So what was your study like in college?
It was good, man. I ended up I wanted to be an architect, but I was a year removed from the program when I came to Kent State. I didn't have the right credit, so I ended up going to construction management. That's how we ended up meeting, because that's how I ended up going to Simon Roofing. Yeah.
So you worked down here?
Yeah. That was because the office up in like Cleveland area wasn't hiring. They were in Macedonia, but they weren't hiring at the time.
Don't they have one in Akron?
It's Macedonia.
Oh,
so,
Macedonia.
Yep. So it's like right outside of Akron.
Okay.
Yep. But so I ended up going there, and I mean, the construction management, I loved it because I grew up. My brother owned a little remodeling company all his life, and so I always used to work with him throughout college. So I loved the connection between what I was learning in school and then going to work for him.
Right.
So it came hand in hand. It was a very hands-on program.
So you graduate, you're done playing football, you know, you're on the next phase of life. What was your mind thinking like when okay, I'm done with school?
Man, it was tough, man, because like the whole Simon Roofing was pretty much that following summer.
Right.
After I got done, I had the opportunity. I had a really good pro day, ran a 4.6, you know, weighed in well, did pretty good on the bench press, things like that. But I didn't play a lot in college. So they had me on there like as a mandatory free agent. So
you went into you entered in the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Okay.
I entered to the draft. I didn't have an age or anything, which probably kind of hurt me. I just didn't know the process. But didn't get called or anything, so I let that go. I tried out for the Arena Football League. Actually, I trained for that after I quit Simon Roofing, which was in October. November was a tryout. Nothing came from that. So I'm like, you know, it's time to, you know, I didn't really want to push for it. I could have, but, you know, I'm like, I can do some different things. So I ended up working with my dad at the local rec center that he always worked at. And then I met one of my friend's mothers. I seen her downtown, Ken, and she said, Allstate is hiring. I think you would be a good fit for us. So I applied there, and I'm still there today. So
okay,
yeah.
So when you quit Simon Roofing, I met you that day. I was like, I can't go up this.
Yeah.
I can't go up this roof.
Right. I can't.
I mean, I could do it.
Yeah.
I just that's not what my gift is.
Exactly.
I kind of told you a little bit, like, dog. I'm like,
We used to always talk about that.
Yeah. I was like, hey, bro, I don't know if I'm gonna make it this long.
Yeah.
But I make it through this day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but my dreams was bigger than that, and I think I felt like you had similar dreams like I did.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? I felt that. That's why, like, man, look, we gonna link up later in life. I don't know when, but we always kept in contact.
Yeah.
Through those couple years, because that was 2015.
Yep.
So when that day I met you, that next couple of days, like I had I was like, I can't do this, dog.
Most definitely.
I can't. It's just like not my calling.
Yeah.
But I had to respect. I respected that job
Most
and those
definitely.
people a lot more.
For sure.
After that, and what did you learn from them? That you. How long did you work for them?
6 months.
So 6 months. What did you learn from them?
Man, it was
Getting on roofs and all that. Like, what did you learn?
The process of that, man. It was just how to gut it out for real. For real. I mean, you up there. I mean, for me, I was driving. It was crazy how my schedule was. My wife today, she's like, I was so worried about you. But I would, Monday through Saturday, Sundays, I would have off unless it rained or something where we couldn't work. But I would drive here 45 minutes from Kent. I would work 12-hour, 14-hour days, drive 45 minutes back. On Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I worked at a bar at night. So I wouldn't get home till like 7, 8 o'clock, get like 2 hours of sleep, and then go work at the bar till 3 in the morning, get an hour or two of sleep, get up at 5, drive back down here. And I had to get to the point to where it was just, my eyes was always red and stuff like that. But it taught me how to grind, man. It just taught me how to grind, and the respect I got for roofers, man, just seeing them up there, that heat, you know what I'm saying? Even like when it was cold. So obviously when you get elevation, it get whatever the temperature is, it get hotter, or vice versa. It gets even colder the higher you're up. So whatever it was on the ground, is it way hotter or way colder? But
did you work more on the roofs, or did you work more on ground level?
I was always on the roof. Always on
the roof.
Always on the roof, man. Yeah.
So how'd you get over the fear of just going up those ladders?
I think it was I don't know.
You don't ever get rid of it, though.
No, you really don't. It's just like more of a keep your eyes up, or if you're coming down, keep your eyes up.
Did you ever see anyone almost?
I seen a dude fall through a roof. Actually, one of my good buddies. He fell through. He was carrying a metal sheet because we were putting down a metal sheet roof. It had rusted underneath. We had tore it up, metal sheet roof, and he had carried the sheet, but there was a hole in front of him.
Right.
Luckily, he had his lanyard on. And he was
the
holding
yellow
up.
lanyard.
Yeah, yellow lanyard. Yep. And he had stepped to and boom, right through the hole, man. But it caught him, you know what I'm saying? But we were probably about a good 20 feet up. I wouldn't say he wouldn't have fell off the roof, but he fell to the next floor underneath it.
So thank God it was just that.
Yeah. So, but it caught him before, like it was working and everything. So, which was kind of nerve-wracking. But I never seen anybody fall off a ladder or anything like that. I never witnessed that, thank God. So,
Right.
Yeah.
So do you see a lot? You saw a lot of people come and go though.
Yeah, a lot of turnover. A lot of turnover. It was just mainly the people that were the managers, the project managers, stuff like that. Those people stayed around, and a couple people that didn't really have too many other options. It was people that either came out of jail and they couldn't get any other job or things like that. Excuse me. So, I mean, they paid $17 an hour, which, you know, as a young man, I mean, you ain't got nothing, which seems like a lot of money. But once you start doing that work, it's like you ain't getting paid enough.
You need double or triple.
Yeah, something like that. At least triple, you know.
So you went back home after, you know, that job,
Yeah.
and you went to the rec center.
Yeah.
You was working with your pops.
Yeah.
And what was that like working with your pops at one phase of your life? Like, how was that like? Did you get to see a different side of your dad?
Yeah, I think it was the greatest part of my life.
What'd you learn from pops?
Well, me and my dad's strong-willed, just strong.
Right.
Like, you do what I say or nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he that guy. But my dad was loving too. He had that like a balance too, but he was a great father, you know what I'm saying? So, but at that time we really sat down and talked as men. We would butt heads sometime in conversation, but it became more of a friendship than it became
Son to daughter, son to dad.
Yeah, son to father and son relationship, because I was a man. Right. And he understood that he was a man. So I really started opening his eyes up to things more. It became a mutual loving relationship. We would sit down and talk about his life, how he grew up. We talk about like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, stuff like that. Our family background as a man, come in with questions. And that was around the time I started reading. So my very first book I read was Nick Saban's The Making of a Coach, which is an excellent book. Anybody that...
Is that with him like on the field, that cover?
Yep.
Yeah, I know it. I never read it, but I know
it's a heck of a book if you can read that. And Nick Saban's story, kind of how his dad was on him, my dad was on me.
Okay.
Just real tough. You know, early on I think his dad was way tougher, and that's why everybody get that sense of Nick Saban, you know, because it started at a young age. But at that time, it was pretty much just... like that said, father-son relationship, I wouldn't say got thrown out the window, but it really became a mutual loving relationship, full of advice, full of wisdom. And I learned more in that year.
Y'all worked together for 1 year?
Yeah. So we worked together for 6 months from there. It was funny because I worked with him at the Kent Parks and Rec before I went to Simon Roofing. So that was like my intermediate job. But we worked together. It was 3 months because I ended up going to All-State in February.
Gotcha.
So I started in November at the Kent Parks and Rec, and then in February I left there and went to
where you at now?
All-State. But those 3 months probably, you know.
What did you learn the most?
Like
one thing you can look back and be like, all right, that's what my dad taught me that I still do to this day.
Man, I think integrity, man.
Okay.
It's just, my dad the type of person that if you gonna tell him you're gonna do something, or he gonna tell you he gonna do it.
Right.
Like, I've never met another person that lived up to their word like my dad. You know what I'm saying?
So his word was his bond.
It was more than that.
But something like that.
Yeah. It was hard to describe, to be honest. How he treated people, how he welcomed people, but he was honest at the same time, and he'd tell you whatever he felt on his heart. So I would say honesty, integrity was the 2 biggest things.
Okay.
Yeah.